In this continuation of Dialogue series, we're going to talk about the movie camera scene. Now, in this scene, we're going to have two people talking, and there's going to be Joe and Sally. And this is not very exciting dialogue, but over Joe's shoulder, there's a camera that looks at Sally, and over Sally's shoulder is a camera that looks at Joe. There's also a third camera off to the side that can gather the whole scene in. This is great when it zooms in on a kiss or something. Okay, so they've just come in from a jog, and Joe takes a drink of water. And Sally's camera caught that. And then Joe says, "I love you, Sally." That whole thing is in the Sally camera container, which in writing becomes a paragraph. Now, Sally says, "I love you too, Joe," and that's caught by Joe's camera. Because there's only two people, you don't really need to say "said Sally," because there's another camera, and in the movie you can see her mouth moving. But each camera is a paragraph. Now the third camera comes in a little bit, zooms in, both of them, and they kiss. How sweet. And so if anyone said something there, you might need a tag because there's no identification in the paragraph. You have two people in the paragraph, you wouldn't know who said what unless she said, "Oh, Joe," and that would be pretty clear that Joe didn't say that about himself. All right, so when we write, each camera is a paragraph, and a paragraph is Dialogue's best friend. Because when Joe took a drink of water, let's pretend we wrote that, type, "I love you, Sally," you don't need a tag there. Because if Joe drank water in that paragraph, then whoever talked was Joe. If Sally's going to talk, need a new paragraph. Now, she doesn't have to do anything in a scene of two. She could just say, "I love you too, Joe." And doesn't have to be a tag there because who else would say that? There's only two people in this scene. In book writing, every paragraph can have description rather than a tell. The tell is "said Joe," "said Sally," "asked Sally," "murmured Sally," "mumbled Sally." So have them moving around the room. Hopefully Sally's not saying, "I love you too, Joe," shaking her hands up and down like some actors and actresses that don't know how to act. So to make emphasis, they jerk their hands up and down. Have them create the scene and show who's talking, because when we have Joe help create the scene, walking and talking, drinking, that's all captured by the Sally camera. And when Sally does something like ties her hair back because, she's let it down for a little bit, but she's still hot and sweaty, that's caught by Joe's camera. And if she says something incredibly clever like, "Boy, it was hot out there," at least we know that's in the Joe camera container. It's in the Sally paragraph capsule because Sally ties back her hair and then she says something. And whatever is in that paragraph of Sally tying back her hair, Sally said it. This will lead you to tagless writing and show your reader what's going on. Notice the word shows the reader what's going on. All right, we'll continue with some examples next time.